Oleksandr Usyk versus Filip needs to happen just due to the fact that Tyson Fury just pulled out, and this fight just makes sense as Filip is an IBF mandatory challenger and is also undefeated. But who actually will win this fight? Well, let's look at their latest performances, in which Usyk fought Anthony Joshua for the second time, in which both landed some big shots. Both went back and forth, a very close fight, but Usyk ended up taking it by decision.
And still the unified heavyweight champion of the world.
After this, he went on to fight Daniel Dubois, in which this fight had a very controversial nut shot in round 5. But then Usyk brought it back, in which he dropped Daniel Dubois in round 8. And then knocked him out in round 9. Let's talk about Filip's latest performances, in which he fought Dempsey McKinney, in which Filip took control of the whole entire fight and TKO'd Dempsey in round 12.
He's on the legs. He's knocked out. Seem to crumble. He's holding on. Walked off the ropes. And referee Marcus.
After this, Filip went on to fight Mark Demori, in which he dropped Mark in round 1.
In the first round. I expect this one to be.
And then Mark got up just to get TKO'd in the same round.
The referee saying that he got hit behind the head, but Demori's turning his back. And that's comes the.
Now, I don't want to sound biased, but I don't like the idea that Filip is seen as somewhat of a challenge, because yes, he might have a good resume, but I have a problem with his resume because one of his wins was against Zhilei Zhang, who's climbing up the ranks and is actually a dangerous opponent, in which I watched that fight and I don't believe that Filip deserved to win that fight, only because Zhilei Zhang was controlling the fight. He had him on the back foot, something that we're not used to seeing from Filip. And when talking about body language, Filip was definitely showing signs of weakness, not to mention that Zhilei Zhang dropped Filip in round 1.
Hang on the back of those blue and gold trunks.
But when talking about is he a worthy opponent for Oleksandr Usyk, and would he actually put up a challenge regardless if he had a controversial win, in which I do believe so, only because he has 17 wins and 14 of those are coming by way of knockout. So it's clear that he's definitely no joke, not even when comparing him to Oleksandr Usyk. So if this is Oleksandr Usyk's replacement, it would be a good fight, only because both of them will have something at stake and something will be on the line. For Oleksandr Usyk, his credibility will be at stake, and well, for Filip, well, his undefeated record will be at stake. But in the end, who do I think is going to win this fight? Well, I do think that Oleksandr Usyk has shown better signs of endurance and skill than Filip. Although Filip does have a high knockout rate, I still do believe that Usyk will win this fight, only because if he was training to fight and beat Tyson Fury, just imagine how prepared he is to fight Filip.